When you think of Disney World, do you think of romance? Okay, maybe not. But I'm here today to show you that Disney can be romantic if you know where to eat. Do you know what's not romantic? COVID. Yes, I have it while I'm filming. So if I sound a little stuffy or I sound a little bit off, that is why. I have been waking up every day thinking, today's the day I'm going to have the energy to film, and today is that day. For all the most magical, romantic, mama lifestyle tips, please be sure you are subscribed here to the Fairy Tale family. This would be like a little Valentine from you, my one true love, to me. So thank you, and if you want to be notified every single time we upload a video here, make sure you hit that little notification bell, and then you will get a little message every single time we have a new video. I'm gonna make a bold claim right now. There are two sides of Disney World. The matching t-shirt family Disney side, but then also the Disney adult side. I feel very lucky as someone who has been able to do both. I started going to Disney in college with my then boyfriend, now husband, Mark, and for years, like over a decade, it was just the two of us. And now we do have our 6-year-old daughter, Callie, but Mark and I always sneak in 1 to 2 weekends a year where we go to Disney just as adults, just as Disney adults. And during family trips, we tend to grab a babysitter 1 to 2 times while we're in the parks so that we can go out at night and enjoy things like waiting in line for attractions that we love, possibly having cocktails, doing a slower meal progression, just the two of us. Ultimately, what we've learned is how to maximize our Disney adult time. So if you're looking to do the same, to maximize that Disney adult time, and you're looking for a romantic restaurant, whether it's around Valentine's Day or not, I have 5 suggestions for you. I am going in descending order. So I'm starting with number 5 and working down to my top 2 favorite romantic Disney restaurants. We are starting in Epcot with Le Cellier. What I love most about this treasure trove gem of a restaurant hidden away in the Canadian Pavilion is the ambiance. Le Cellier is a really nice blend of Disney plus chic. I know because it's in the Canada Pavilion that your brain possibly goes to moose, log cabins, snuggly coziness, but not everything in Canada is red checkered plaid. Right Canada? Right Canadians? Le Cellier is primarily a steakhouse, and surprisingly, I have 3 steakhouses on this list, even though they are not traditionally my vibe. It is the lighting and the atmosphere that make Le Cellier feel cozy, but in an upscale way. Menu recommendation. The soup here is iconic. And then plus, after dinner, you can drink around the world with your date. Canadian Pavilion is one of those underrated pavilions. The gardens here are gorgeous. The waterfall is beautiful. I am always blown away by the serenity that the space creates. But if you haven't eaten at Le Cellier and you do like steak or red meat, or you like a really hearty beer menu, this might be a great date night for you. Number 4 is California Grill at Disney's Contemporary Resort. Now, this is on the list because of the views, but also because of the sentimental value that California Grill holds for me. If you didn't know, and this isn't something I've ever done a video about, but Mark actually proposed to me in front of the castle in Disney World. So on this particular trip, after the engagement, where I was genuinely surprised, we were so young, I was shocked. We had just bought a house. A wedding was not in the forecast in my mind, so I was legitimately surprised. He took me to California Grill to celebrate with champagne and views of the castle. This memory is a blur of excitement and overwhelm in the best way. Now, we didn't set up any Disney photographers. I remember there being people around when he proposed and hearing like, oh, he's proposing, and people clapping for us and Disney cast members coming up afterwards and giving us a pin that said like, we're engaged. But I don't remember everything about that moment just because I was in shock. Although I do remember exactly the dress that I was wearing. It was white and had yellow and black sunflowers on it, spaghetti strap maxi, in case you were wondering. The only photo from that night. Dress in the background. So we went to California Grill, which was a very luxurious experience for us. We had champagne by the windows. The servers brought out an iconic and specialty dessert that is no longer on the menu. And we were able to watch the castle change colors at night. It was just a very magical experience. Right now, there is a specialty 50th anniversary menu going on at California Grill. And the desserts are still incredible. Bonus magical moment. If you are at California Grill at the time the fireworks are going off, they pump in the music so that you get this like one-of-a-kind experience watching the fireworks on Cinderella Castle while hearing the music without all the crowds. 10 out of 10 for a date night. We are now moving to Disney Springs for number 3. 2 of the restaurants coming up, including this one, will be from Disney Springs. I absolutely love it there. Number 3, like number 5, is a steakhouse called STK. Are you ready for the cringiest word ever? Prepare. This might be the sexiest restaurant I've ever eaten in. Let's start with the servers. The servers, the hostess, the bartenders, they are chic and sleek in black. And when I say black, I don't just mean like I'm wearing a button-down black with my fancy apron. Like the girl who sat us was a Amazonian gorgeous creature model in a strappy black short dress with heels that made her legs look like they could go on for days. Gams, if you will. She sat us and I felt woefully out of character in my Alice in Wonderland 2-piece that I had recently purchased in Disney. I looked cute. I did not look like J-Lo. STK is on brand with J-Lo. That's the best analogy I can give you. The lighting, like the uplighting, is hot pink. There are like neon signs. There's big florals. Now, that doesn't mean that the clientele looked like that because hello, they looked like me. But it was just this very chic, city-esque vibe. I could basically never fit in here, but it is an ultimate date night spot. Let's talk about the menu. Mark wanted to go here because they feature a tomahawk steak, which is 34 ounces of meat. You can either get this on the bone or off. Mark opted for off, and the bone still comes on the platter. It looks like a dinosaur femur. It's also like $137, so if you're not looking for a steak that you need to invest in, there are other great menu items as well, but the tomahawk steak is a showstopper, and they have a fantastic wine list. I think I heard Angie Belmar say that she loved STK once, and that's very much within her wheelhouse. That makes perfect sense. So if you understand the branding that I'm pushing at you here, and even if you don't, because I loved this particular dining experience and it's so out of my comfort zone, try it. Give it a shot. What is your number 1 date spot in Disney? I would love to know in the comments below. We're down to the final 2, my personal top faves for a date night. Number 2, and if you know me, this one is so on brand. Can I hear it? It's Wine Bar George. Honestly, Wine Bar George might be my number 1 favorite dining experience in all of Disney World. It's number 2 for a date night. You'll see why. It's in the name, but the wine list is outstanding here. Legitimately award-worthy wine list. There is a champagne flight that will change your life.
One of the smartest guys.
We're at Wine Bar George, and I am doing a champagne flight, and George himself just poured these champagnes. We have a rosé, a Dom Perignon, and a cru. And I am very excited to try this.
Dramatic? Yes. Accurate? Yes. And dare I say that this champagne flight could make even the most grinchiest anti-Valentine's Day heart fall in love. So this is love. Ooh. Also, there is a menu item where the cheese gets set on fire. Fire! It's delightful and miraculous. I just can't say enough good things about this location, and might I point out that George of Wine Bar George served us and then retweeted my DM. Have we made it? I don't know. He's a very humble, kind, and super knowledgeable guy who is willing to do all roles within his restaurant. I love nothing more than that. When he came over and said, "Hi, I'm George," we joked and said, "Oh, of Wine Bar George?" And he was like, "Yes, legitimately, that George." So if you want to be served by George himself, from wines from ethereal heaven, this is a date night spot you just can't pass up. And it's directly across from Gideon's. Get yourself in that virtual queue. That night can't be beat. And the number one, yes, the number one date night spot in Disney, this is going to be a shock. Are you ready? Is Tiffins at Animal Kingdom. Is your mind blown? The food here is amazing, amazing, next level up, superb. As I've previously mentioned, I do not love steak. After weight loss surgery, red meat and I parted ways. We're not about each other. We don't get along that well anymore. But when I tell you this filet mignon was so soft, so buttery, so well cooked, based on the chef's recommendations. I almost cried when I couldn't eat the whole thing. Every bite was as good as that first bite. This is hands down one of the best meals Mark and I have ever had in our lives, never mind just in Disney. And I know that there are other contenders for romantic date night spots like Narcoossee's. But I wanted to bring to you 5 places that I have actually dined and enjoyed over the scope of going to Disney for so many years. Now, we will be back in Disney in February, and we have some date night plans that are unusual that of course we'll be recording. If you want to see when I'm in Disney, like what's in my Disney day bag, or if you have other recommendations, will you give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below what you want to see while we're actually in the parks. I'm also going to link our Disney planning playlist up here for you, so that way you can go back through and see what some of our tips are for 2022 and how we plan to go. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Stay tuned for more Disney content, and we'll see you next week. Bye, lovers. Happy Valentine's Day.